Welcome to Texas Today. I'm Kristen Dickerson. For many of us, life can bring a lot of emotions that are difficult to process. That includes feelings of loss or regret about choices we've made. But there is hope, and all it takes is a little digging and self-study. Here to talk more about this topic is licensed professional counselor and founder of Finding the Foundation, Alicia Woodall. It's so nice to be with you.
It's so good to be here. I love this conversation.
Good. Why is it so important to you to be an advocate for mental health and helping us process all of our emotions?
Yeah, because as you know, it's becoming quite popular about mental health and how important it is, how it's interwoven through all of our lives. And so the more that we're talking about it, the more I think people are normalizing it and able to voice how they're feeling. So that's why it's important to be an advocate for.
And you talk about self-study. Would you help me understand what self-study is and how that can benefit me?
Yeah, so self-study is really just digging deeper into yourself. It's understanding who you are and how you became. Right? So the things that make up who you are, the way that you think, the way that you feel. It's synonymous with introspection.
Okay, and tell me more about introspection, because that's also a key word for you.
Yes, so introspection is the examination of one's mental and emotional processes. And what that means in simple terms is understanding how my thoughts lead to my feelings and how my feelings ultimately drive my behaviors. So when we're talking about mental health and mental wellness, it's understanding that whole capacity, all of that. Like what makes me and what drives me to do what I do and behave the way that I behave.
Got it. So you talk about a three-step process, and it includes explore, identify, and execute. Will you talk me through your process?
Yes. So the therapeutic process essentially is coming in, and that first phase that everyone's most familiar with when you think of therapy is exploration. That's really where we're talking about it, laying out the puzzle pieces, trying to understand what's really going on here. Then you step to identification, which is much more aligned with maybe connecting the dots. You have the pieces there, and now we're making sense of it. If you've ever done like a connect the dot, like those ones that are really intricate, 100 dots, you don't know what it is. All you see is dots. But as you begin to connect it, you're like, oh, that's a teddy bear on a bicycle, right? Because it makes sense. And so identification is the part where we're trying to make it all make sense. And then lastly is execution, which from a therapeutic perspective, I think is the most difficult step, because that's where you're forced to determine, what am I going to do with this new information? Now that I understand it well, what then do I do? And it requires doing some things differently, changing behaviors, changing attitudes, and actively pursuing these new behaviors that you're seeking.
Would you give me maybe an example to kind of help me understand what somebody might explore and go through as they go through your process, someone who might seek you out for help?
Absolutely. So you're exploring. So think about the presenting issue. When you think about therapy, presenting issue is the thing that makes you say, you know what, I'm going to Google a therapist, right? And that brings you through the door. From there, we're going to explore your presenting issue. What is it that's causing you distress or causing you to feel like you want to seek some therapy? Once you explore that, you identify the details of that situation. So the presenting factor could be, I keep having arguments and fights at work, right? That's the presenting factor. Once we dig a little bit deeper, we identify the problem is, one, I'm not happy in this workspace. I feel belittled or disregarded. And so then it's a matter of, what are we going to do to execute the change to then make that be different for you? That means maybe I'll be more aware of safe spaces for me. I'll decide on jobs and positions that are in alignment with what I want to do in my value system. So you walk it backwards. This is the behavior I want to change. What are the thoughts and the feelings that precipitate that behavior?
And some of those things, have you found that they come from maybe years earlier, or something that started at childhood?
Always. And so it's that's why we, finding the foundation is digging deeper. We have to go beneath the surface. Surface level is never really it. It's always just the thing that gets you through the door. But once you dig beneath the surface, you realize, oh, this is a thought process that I've held for a very long time. Or these are beliefs that have been fueling certain behaviors for a very long time. And in my work, what I do is I help people identify their patterns of behavior. And a pattern of behavior is a series of doing the same thing over and over again and not even really realizing that you've been doing it for decades. I like to give people that reminder of grace. Give yourself grace, because what you're attempting to change has likely been part of your life for decades. Because people don't start therapy typically into their late 20s, 30s. That's changing now, because mental health is so much more normalized. But initially when they were coming in at, say, 35, 40 years old, these are things that you've been doing for a very long time.
Give yourself grace.
Give yourself grace. You're trying to change something that's been in place, a system that's been in place for a long time, a personal system. And so you really have to get to the root of what caused that behavior to begin with. it's not just happenstance.
Will you tell me more about your services and if we are ready to finally make that a little pivot, and improve our lives?
Yeah, so my first love is individual counseling. So I love working one-on-one with individuals to help them understand what are my patterns of behavior and what is it that I'm really seeking to change. Because that's often the case where you come in wanting to change one thing and you realize it's something totally different that I need to address. And so I work with individuals, I work with companies and organizations that have teams that want to really get in there and figure out how can we make our team work better from a systems perspective. So now we're talking about mental health systems, right? The system of operation. And so exploring deeper and going deeper into the why of behavior.
Any final thoughts or encouragement for everybody watching who might be struggling right now?
Yeah, I think the one thing I love to leave with people is that therapy is not always for just crisis situations.
Right.
It's for wanting to understand yourself better. Everything else that we do in our lives, we study. Anything that we want to do well, we study, we prepare, we practice. But when it comes to self, for some reason, we're of this belief that we don't have to do any additional studying.
That's a good point.
And so I really encourage people to dig deeper. And it doesn't have to just be therapy. It can be introspective works, like books. There are books that help you get introspective. But get curious about yourself. Understand why you are the way that you are and why you operate. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. I just want to understand myself better so I can be my best self.
Thank you so much for teaching me
Absolutely.
countless lessons today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
To learn more about this topic or to book one of Alicia's services, visit her website, findingthefoundation.com.